Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this December the 1st, 2023. Hard to believe it's December already. Next year will be 2024 January, so I cannot believe it. Time is flying, flying, flying by. But anyway, I hope everybody had a great Friday out there. Hope everybody has a great Friday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about your weekend forecast, Saturday and Sunday. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the watch and warning advisory map for your locating across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center overview and the storm report that came in this afternoon, because we do have one tornado report down in towards the Gulf Coast states, and we'll take a look at that. And also, we're going to take a look at the snowfall totals over the next 10 to 12 days. So if you're a new viewer and you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. If you know anybody that want to join the Mike Bass Weather Forecast channel, send them over. I love to have them. Tell them to hit that subscribe button for me, so that way they'll get my forecast as well. Also, like these videos, share these videos on social media. But if everybody could hit that like button, whoever views my forecast page, go ahead and smash that like button for me, so that way more people on YouTube get a chance to see my videos. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. And we're going to start off with some mixed precipitation up here in portion of Maine, back down to New Hampshire, Vermont, back through New York State. All the way as far west as Michigan, back to Wisconsin, Iowa, and also in the portion of Missouri, Illinois. A few little pockets of mixed precipitation in the portion of Iowa, also down toward Kansas. We got more mixed precipitation over here toward Utah, also toward Idaho, northern Nevada, also into California, Oregon, and Washington State. We got some heavy snow also possible out west over here in portions of Washington, Oregon, also Idaho, back in the portions of Wyoming, region of Utah. For heavy snow falling there, we have a little pocket of mixed precipitation over northern areas of Montana. A little area of snow right here in northern Montana as well. More snow over here in portions of South Canada. And also the mixed precipitation up here around Vancouver, Canada region as well. Alright, the snow will be flying in areas of Montana, back down to Idaho, and the portion of Wyoming, down to Colorado and Utah as well. Alright, we got shower activity down in portion of Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, northern Arkansas, over toward Kentucky, back into Virginia, all the way up to New York State, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island region, also including the D.C. area. We have thunderstorms and showers down here in the southeast from the Outer Banks of North Carolina down into central and northern Florida. A little bit down toward the Florida Keys and the Gulf of Mexico, and as far west as Mississippi and Louisiana, and Arkansas, southeast Arkansas as well. Dry high pressure will dominate areas weather for southeast Canada, southern and southwestern area, through portion of Montana, through the Dakotas, through portion of Minnesota, Wisconsin, down through Kansas, into Texas, all the way far west is portion of California, northern and southern Nevada, Gulf of California, northern and central Mexico, and also into central Texas. A little bit of fair weather down into portion of South Florida, Cuba, and also the Bahamas as well. And we can't forget about a little bit of snow up here in northern portion of Maine, and also southeast Canada, a little bit in New Brunswick region as well. All of this activity is for your Saturday, December 2nd. Alright, let's move on to your Sunday forecast. You can see we got quiet conditions over southeast, south, and southwestern Canada region. Also through the Dakotas, portion of Minnesota, all the way down to Mississippi, Louisiana, portion of Tennessee and Alabama, a little bit over in western North Carolina as well, southern Virginia, also through Louisiana, Texas, northern and central Mexico, Gulf of California, Nevada, and California region as well. We have some shower activity right along the coastal areas of Washington State, down to Oregon and northern California. We have mixed precipitation also in Washington, Oregon, over toward Nevada, Utah, and the port of Montana, through the Dakotas, western portion of the Dakotas as well, and also in Minnesota. We have some heavy snow falling possible over Washington State, down in Idaho, Oregon, also into Wyoming, northern Utah as well. Alright, we got shower and thunderstorm activity down in the southeast, including the Gulf of Mexico, up through Alabama, through the South Carolina, portion of southeast North Carolina, even northern Florida, and in the Atlantic coastal waters. Alright, we got shower activity over Illinois, through portion of Ohio, back into Kentucky, and also in western North Carolina, eastern North Carolina, Outer Banks, also up into Washington, D.C., up toward Connecticut, Rhode Island region as well. All right, we got mixed precipitation up here in the areas of Wisconsin, the Great Lakes region, also in Illinois, also in the portion of West Virginia, Pennsylvania, all the way up into Maine, portion of New Brunswick, Southeast Canada, including Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal, Canada region as well. Also, we have some heavy snow over portion of northern Maine. Also, some freezing rain possible over portions of Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and also portions of New York State. Maybe some heavy snow in northern New York State. Alright, all this activity is for your Sunday, December 3rd. Alright, let's move on to your weather radar. We're going to start off in the northeast and we'll work our way around the nation. Alright, as you can see, we got some precipitation falling around Montreal, over toward Ottawa, Canada, also down toward Rochester, Buffalo, New York, over toward Vermont, Albany, New York, some just east of you guys, over toward Boston and Providence, Rhode Island. Also down to New York City, that is. Also down to Philadelphia, down to Washington, D.C., down to Richmond, Virginia, a little bit over here around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We got a little bit of activity over here around Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Chicago, Illinois. Also over just north of Detroit, Michigan. Some over here toward Iowa and also northern portion of Missouri. We got a little bit of activity over a portion of South Dakota and also down in Nebraska. Same over here toward just south of Denver, Colorado. A little bit of activity down in northern New Mexico. More activity over here around Wyoming. Also just north of Phoenix, Arizona as well. And also some activity down toward Nevada. Northern and central Nevada over toward northern California around Sacramento. Also we got some more up here around Seattle, Washington. Down toward Portland, Oregon. Down toward southwestern Oregon. Also much of Idaho as well gets some precipitation in Montana region as well. Alright. Like I said, there's some activity around Arizona, Tucson as well. Also a little bit in northern Mexico. Also some showers and storms in Louisiana. Also southern New Orleans, Louisiana, and the Gulf of Mexico. And also toward the Panhandle, Big Bend area of Florida. Some activity toward Jacksonville, off the South Carolina coast, east coast of Florida as well. We got more activity over in central South Carolina, moving from the upstate, moving into the middle of South Carolina. Also a little bit of activity toward Charlotte, Raleigh, and a little bit of activity up toward Norfolk, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and Richmond, Virginia regions as well. Alright, let's move on to the watches warning advisory map for your locating across the nation. Alright, as you can see here, we got quiet conditions pretty much across most of the country. We got some flood watches in effect for portions of southeast Alabama, the Panhandle of Florida, also southern areas of Louisiana. Also, we have some gale storm warnings in the coastal waters of the Atlantic. Small craft advisory, special marine warnings in effect around the Big Bend area of Florida, Florida Panhandle, and some special marine warnings off the Louisiana coast. Special weather statements has been posted for southeast Texas, northern Alabama, portions of central Illinois, northern Missouri. We have some air quality dense fog advisories over portions of Kansas, and we got a large area of winter storm watches, advisories, and also warnings. This includes the following states: Arizona, New Mexico, also into Colorado, also Utah, Nevada, also into portion of Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon State. We got wind advisory there as well. Also some high wind warnings and watches also in effect for Montana and also into Wyoming. Special weather statements there as well. We got some flood watches in effect for southwestern Washington State, northern portion of Oregon State. Beach hazard statement continue along coastal areas of Oregon. Alright, wind advisory is also in effect there, like I said, for portions of Idaho and also into Washington, Oregon State, and also into portions of New Mexico also. Alright, gale warnings also, small craft advisory from Southern California all the way up to the Washington coast. Flood watches also in effect for the Hawaii and Chain Islands, small craft advisory central south, and freeze and spray warning, and also some small craft advisory around the coastal areas of Alaska. Alright, now let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center overview. You can see here we got the marginal risk down along the Gulf Coast. Got some heavy thunderstorm down here as well. Scattered activity in the portions of you guys in Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and portions of northwestern New Mexico. More activity over the northeastern United States and a little bit along the outer banks of North Carolina. And there's that activity in South Carolina moving eastbound as well. Alright, The convective outlook, you can see that. The marginal risk down along the Gulf Coast. General thunderstorms elsewhere. A little bit in the Washington, Oregon region. Also, like I said, over in this area here. And the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Current watches, we have none in effect. MDS discussion. They're saying that they may have to upgrade a concern outlook in this area here. We may have to add a slight risk to this area here because of that little cluster of showers and storms in this area here. That's why they're concerned about this here MDS right in this area here. Alright, let's take a look at the storm report. Right now we just had one tornado report. That was over in Mississippi, just east of Louisiana. Right in southern Mississippi there, one tornado report. Wind report was 0, hail report was 0, and right now I just got that one. Right, let's take a look at the fire weather. Fire weather, nothing to be concerned about. It's all clear. Alright, let's take a look at the snowfall total. This is over the next 10 days. You can see the heavy precipitation in the southwestern Canada region, the western portion of the United States, northern portion as well. Also portion of the Northeast, also in the Southeast Canada as well, over toward Newfoundland and New Brunswick area. Maybe some heavy precipitation down into the mountains of West Virginia, and maybe Virginia, a little bit of activity down in western North Carolina as well. Alright, well, hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well. Enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing if you have not. We'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful, wonderful Friday evening, folks. Take care.